Oh, he's not quite ready to let go of that one.
Nope.
Gonna try again. Flight it again. A bit fuller this time.
We'll see Lamachane pull up there. Didn't seem to have quite the handle on the ball maybe, and decided to pull out.
Pulled away. It should just be the single. The singles are coming regularly. However, this is a different version of Dilpreet Bajwa that we're seeing here. Normally very aggressive at the top. Likes to take on the bowlers. You certainly won't find him at that sort of strike rate very often. Just goes to show the conditions aren't the easiest. It's going to be the end of the over. Canada 60 for 2 at the end of 10.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility to give back to your community.
We hire local and we serve local. Breakfast program, school program for kids.
Seniors bus program, providing transportation to and from the store.
Halfway point of the game, the players are going to get a little bit of hydration. As we take a look at the standings, Nepal at the top by a margin. Each of the teams have picked up a win. Each of them have picked up a loss. So this game's going to decide who is going to sit in that first place at the end of it. Nepal will want to try and continue the momentum that they've picked up in this T20 series after a very difficult time in the 50 overs. 139 with the bat today. They had a really good start between both openers, Anil Shah and Asif Sheikh. The bowlers did well for Canada, spinners in particular, just pulling. Lost two batters up at the top in Navni Dhaliwal and Harsh Thakur.
It sure is. I mean, Canada having a lot of difficulty getting anything going offensively. Nick Curtin coming in with that big bat, trying to turn things around for Team Canada.
Dilpreet Bajwa opening the batting today in the absence of Aaron Johnson. 24 of 27. I'll tell you, Matt, it's not often that you see Dilpreet Bajwa go at a strike rate such as that. He's a very attacking batter up at the top, likes to take the bowlers on, has a good repertoire of shots as well, can play all around the ground. And he's got some power as well.
I mean, it's a critical part of the match right here. You got to think, if Canada can't get something going in these next 5 overs, they're going to be running out of time coming down the stretch.
Well, we'd always said you want to keep a close eye on the required run rate. 60 at the halfway point. They need to get to 140. You would say Nepal are about 10-15 runs short. But these conditions are not easy to bat on, and they've got a lot of spin to come.
That's right. I mean, when we hit the changeover, that was kind of the consensus amongst the analysts here in the broadcast booth, was like, you know, that's 10-15 runs short. But now we're seeing with these conditions upholding the way they are, maybe that's not the case.
Well,
there it is.
Nick Curtin has had enough of the waiting around. This is going to be a big one. 6 runs. And it goes a long, long way, taking on Japendra Singh Airy. More like him with this shot, Nick Curtin.
Yeah, doing what Nick Curtin does. Going yard. Up, you know, really getting things going, turning things around for Team Canada single-handedly. Once he entered this batting box. You call it the batter's box? What do you call it?
The pitch, the wicket. Coming out to the middle.
Yep.
He's going to pick up some more runs here. 2 runs added. And you know, the biggest thing is when you're able to hit a bowler for a boundary first up in the over, automatically then there's so much pressure. You've just gone for 6 runs. Add another 2. That pressure that was starting to build, just closing in again. 72 off 58 required now for Canada. And in a T20 game, some would say that's quite easy as he goes down the ground. It was going at some speed. Good work there by Anil Saab.
Yeah, these Canadian batters locked in right now. Your team Nepal, you're trying to get Nick Curtin out of there at this point.
They got to try and pick up wickets here, and
Yep.
got to do it quick. Both of these batters are very dangerous.
Nice piece of fielding right there.
Dot balls are like gold, isn't it, in this format?
Sure is. Every run counts.
Into the gap again. Dilpreet Bajwa will pick up a single. I saw you learning a little bit about the cricket ball with Lenny. Some swing, some spin. A lot of intricacies with that ball.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me how much it changes throughout the match. We use the same ball. I mean, even the one I'm holding one right now. No one can see that, but there are, I don't know, dents in it.
11 overs gone, 71 for 2.
The new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger.
Let's go.
Juicy grass-fed beef, topped with Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips.
Let's go!
Try the new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. Let's go.
We're back, and as I was saying, I'm holding the cricket ball in my hand right now, and there's irregularities, there's chips, and I guess the paint that's on the outside, the dye.
Well, this ball's been through the ringers because we were using it for our little cricket game here on the side.
Yeah, and
Wet conditions.
It wasn't from our cricket game that it went through the ringer. I can assure you of that. Everything around us went through the ringer. Dented that plastic thing over there.
Oh, there's a hole in it. Forget the dent. There's
Yep.
an actual hole in it.
Wasn't me.
That's going to be a wide. Just down leg. Saw you get your batting in there this morning.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
It felt good. I was just, playing a little defense. I didn't want to break any windows in the parking lot.
Love it. That's the spirit. We'll get you in your group and stance in no time. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Cutaway, and he's picked up a gap.
Again.
4 runs at it to Nick Curtin, and this is more like it.
Nick Curtin's on a tear. One-man wrecking crew right here. Take a look at this one. Great piece of hitting. Right, there's no fielders anywhere near there. Perfect placement.
On Sampal Kami, not bowling to his field. That was short, and it was wide. Deserved the treatment that it got. You have to bowl better areas than that, especially when you're defending a below par score. Nepal are going to be hopeful for a couple of quick wickets here.
Yeah.
They do need them.
I agree. They're trying to get Curtin out of there. He's on a hot streak.
Well, that's gone up in the air.
Got him.
And it's Curtin Casey, 2 fielders running mighty close to each other in Dipendra Singh Airy and Curtin Casey. Good communication between the two, and in the end, they get the big wicket of Nicholas Curtin.
Yep. Curtin, just too much air under that. Great hustle by Team Nepal, tracking that down, getting the catch, and getting Curtin out of there. Huge sigh of relief, I'm sure, among all the Nepalese cricket fans watching back home. Let's take a look. Pops it up. Jammed him up. Then either one of those guys probably could have made that play, so good job communicating.
And that's a tricky catch when you know in the side you can see that there's another fielder coming in. You don't know who's going to take it. Nick Curtin goes for 26 off 14 deliveries. It's Sampal Kami who gets the breakthrough here. And again, good timely wicket for Nepal. When you're going up for those that are sky high and you just see from your blind spot, you see there's someone else coming in there, just puts you in two minds of whether you're going for it or whether the other person's going for it.
Yeah,
and well judged in the end.
That's why communication's so important.
.76 for 3, Canada. 11.2 overs in, and it's Shreyas who walks out to the middle. He's been a bit short on form in this home series. Had a really good outing in the Netherlands for Canada, but he'll be desperate to get some runs under his belt, and he'll be desperate to get a side over the line here.
Well, they need him to get back to that form right now. Big blow for Team Canada with Curtin going out on that wicket.
How do you get out of bad form in basketball?
Like, bust a slump? Slump busting?
Yeah. I didn't realize that was a term, but yes, a slump buster.
I think it's different for different people. For me, I would go back at night and get a bunch of extra shots. Also, like, psychologically, I'd watch, and I'm not saying this to be egotistical, but I'd watch highlight tapes of me making a bunch of threes. Just to, like, I don't know, it just, like, subconsciously
I get
gets
it.
your mind back to a
I get
confident
it.
state. Like,
Make
no,
you
this
feel
is what
better
I
about
do.
yourself when you could do this.
I'm a great shooter. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I might have had a few bad games, but that's not who I really am.
Pulled away.
Sometimes you just got to see the ball go through the hoop, and I'm sure if you're batting.
Oh, this is a tight
got him.
ball. And that's going to be another wicket. Poor judgment of the second run. And it's a big wicket, this. Dilpreet Singh Bajwa has been run out for the second time in 2 games. That second run was always going to be tight. Canada now 4 down.
Nepal's fielding once again coming through in the clutch. This is what we saw the first time these two teams met. That's what won the game for Team Nepal. And if they come out victorious today, it looks like that's what's going to be their strength as well. Just a great hustle and heads-up play, pinpoint throw. Team Canada trying to get a little greedy, and it backfired on them.
Well, you have to be so good if you're going to go back for that second run. Shreyas is very quick between the wickets. Dilpreet Bajwa not as quick, and he's paid the price for that second quick run. The
You test the
momentum's
arm.
just shifted here.
Yeah, you test the arm. That's what happens. Mess around and find out.
Gone for 25 of 29 deliveries.
Look at this replay.
It was
Swats
pulled with
it.
some power. One-handed pickup.
Just
Fired in, and he was gone by
perfect
miles.
throw. Perfect throw. Yep.
Well, they've dug themselves in a bit of a hole here, Canada. 2 wickets in this over. And that's a ripper of a delivery, just missing that outside edge. Ravinder Pal Singh walks out to the middle at the non-strikers. He's not played a game yet at home.
Really?
He's just been brought in. He's coming in for this game, first T20 of this series that he's getting under his belt. So he's coming in a bit of a break, which also means tough conditions out there. He's going to adjust very quickly. 63 still needed off 49 deliveries. Cut away. And it's going to make it to the boundary. 4 runs picked up by Shreyas Mova. 2 diving fielders and beats both of them.
That's a good start right there. Threads the needle. Great hustle by Nepal. Just couldn't quite track that down.
12 overs gone. Canada 81 for 4.
The all-new Nissan Kicks. Ready for whatever you're into. Get your kicks.
Well, the This is the last shot from Shreyas Mova. He played it nice and fine, getting it behind point. Just the angle at which that he opened up that face of the bat, allowing that boundary of the last delivery. Sandeep Lamichhane back into the attack.
Woo!
Starts with a ripper, doesn't he?
Man, you see the movement on that? Team Nepal picking up a few extra fielders. We got some seagulls on the pitch.
They're regulars here at King City.
Yep, just checking out the game. Seeing what's going on. Another
Oh
one.
dear. Just gripping the surface and ripping it past the right-hander.
Singh just stymied.
Flight
Man.
this time. Big shout.
That was close. But again, just a spectacular pitch.
Oh, he's going
Excuse me.
He's going for the sweep.
Yeah. That's 3 in a row.
It's not the best of welcomes, is it, for Ravinder
Yep.
Paul Singh? 3 rippers back to back. How close was this?
Let's see. I don't know.
Pulled away. And
Oh!
just past the fielder. Diving effort. It goes for 4 runs. He's off the mark, Ravinder Paul Singh, but in no real control of that shot.
Yeah, fielder kind of betwixt and between. Didn't know if, you go for the catch, you get the wicket. But if you gamble and you miss it, this is what happens. You give up 4. Could have played that off the balance and kept it in front, but decided to go for it.
Well,
See,
a little frustrated,
yeah.
Sandeep Lamichhane.
Sandeep's like, hey, just keep it in front. Give him 1 run. We got the lead. We don't need to take risks like that.
But they're going to need wickets here, Matt. 55 off 44 deliveries. It's too easy in a T20 game. Both of these batters we're still not in the tail.
That's a good point.
We still got 2 solid batters out there.
Yep.
He's not picked up a wicket here, and he really would love more than 1, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, I just always been more of a conservative player.
Well, that's the beauty of T20 cricket. Looking for the second. Good decision on this time as they opt for the single. It's going to be the end of the 13th over. Canada 87 for 4.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility to give back to your community.
We hire local and we serve local. Breakfast program, school program for kids.
Seniors bus program, providing transportation to and from the store.
Well, despite the wickets, Canada are keeping this contest in check. Required rate 7.5. They're going at just shy of 7 runs and over. If you're in Nepal's shoes, you want to try and pick up a couple more wickets, preferably both of those 2 that are out in the middle. Sampal Kami comes in for his 3rd over.
Shaping up for a good finish either way.
It'll be another single. The first game that these 2 played in this series, a low-scoring thriller. 123 Canada put up in the first innings,
That's right.
and they defended it. It was
Yeah.
quite incredible.
We went into the break like, there's no way they're going to win this match, and they did.
And this again, another low-scoring thriller. So you'd feel Canada is in the more comfortable position. They still have 6 wickets in hand. They're keeping that required run rate in check. But a couple of wickets could really change it.
Nothing doing there.
Well, that's it. If they can even get a couple of dot balls in there, just build that pressure a little bit.
Yep.
Force the batters into something they don't want to do. Ravinder Paul Singh had a tough outing in the Netherlands. He's been out of form from that series, so it'll be interesting to see if he's been able to find some form between then and now, coming into this T20 series. Oh, that's well bowled,
That
and
was
they pick up a
nice.
quick single. Oh, that's a
Oh!
direct hit. I think he's made his ground.
Yeah.
Phil Medella says, not out. How close was this? We're going to have to get a replay on this one.
I think he made it too, but it was close.
Roy Podell, the skipper of Nepal. Hands on heads out there. Every run is... Oh, it's becoming a dramatic contest.
What a bowl right there.
Well, you
And
see just how
falling
quick...
down. What a throw.
Oh, this is tight. I think he's gone.
I think, but
There-
it's
I don't
the
think
paddle though.
But I don't think he's crossed the line. The line belongs to the fielding side.
Oh, okay.
And I think those stumps have been broken. The bails are off before his bat has fully slid in. Maybe we'll get another replay after this ball.
Unfortunately, the umpires do not have the luxury of replay.
Slower ball. And you can see Shresmova signaling that as well. He's just rolled his fingers over the ball, taking the pace off of it.
They're bowling a gem of an over right now.
Moving into the line of the ball there. Shresmova will pick up a single. He's really quick between the wickets, isn't he, Shresmova? Just look at how quickly he's taken off the non-strikers here. Ready to go. And as soon as he sees that ball popped up, he's more than halfway down. And there, maybe we can get it slowed down a little bit. I think his bat is either on the line or just behind it when the bails are coming off.
Tie goes to runner. Tie goes to the runner.
What do you mean tie goes to the runner?
Well, in baseball, if the player's foot hits the bag right when the catch, then he's safe.
No, so in cricket, you have to cross over the line because the line belongs to the fielding side. And
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you see, the stumps are knocked over there, and he's actually behind the line there.
Gotcha.
There's nothing over the line, so he would have been gone. Tight call when you don't have replays, so the umpire's done well.
Yeah, it's definitely
But
a
that would have
bang.
been the end. 14 overs gone, Canada 90 for 4.
Nice over bowling for Nepal. Just giving up 3 runs there.
Very good over from Sampal Kami. 50 off 36. Dot balls making a big difference in that last over. And nearly a run out. Tough call when you're the umpire and things are happening so quickly. I mean, it took us about 4 replays to see just how close that was.
Yep, and we had to like blow it up too.
Oh dear.
Get him.
And he's gone. Stumped him. Shresmova looking to come down the track. A little bit quicker from Sandeep Lamichhane. And Asif Sheikh is lightning fast behind the stumps.
That's karma right there, Manali. They didn't get the call on the throw, but you know what? Came back to him with this bowl right here.
Sandeep Lamichhane does get a wicket to his name. Shresmova, he's gone for 8 off 9 deliveries.
Kami's on fire. Look at this. Got him.
Tried his best to get back. Shresmova just not quick enough. Good glove work this. Another important wicket at an important time. Nepal have started to clean things up here. Canada 90 for 5 after 14.1. And it's going to be the big man out there. Dylan Haliger comes out to the middle. Had a tough time with the ball, Dylan Haliger, this morning. 3 sixes off his first over. Never want to feel that way as a pacer. But he's out there with the bat and some distance away from that 140 target.
It's amazing how quickly things shift.
And it's just the power of wickets. When you chip away with the wickets, it really changes the momentum. Very unlike Dylan Haliger, front foot defense.
Is there a reason that Kami's not pitching anymore?
So he finishes over.
Okay. Because he was on fire.
You get six balls and over,
Yep.
and then you've got to go to the other end, a different bowler.
Gotcha.
Well, this one's gone up in the air, and it's going to find the hands of Karan Casey.
Back to back.
Dylan Haliger, what are you doing? Just letting Nepal get back in the game. This, well, an unnecessary shot at a difficult time. Sandeep Lamichhane has now picked up his second wicket.
You can feel the momentum shifting in this match. Now the crowd's into it. All the Nepalese fans that came out to support their team. Honking horns, cheering, waving flags.
Dylan Haliger gone for a duck today.
This is not the point in the game where you want momentum to shift away from you if you're Team Canada, you know? The curtain comes in. They have all the momentum in the world. Looks like they're going to go on to win. Curtain gets out, and it's like it's gone completely down the tubes for Team Canada.
And it's really not batted very smart here. Canada losing Dylan Haliger for a duck.
But if there's one thing I've learned from this series, it might change again before this match is over. So I'm not even going to count any chickens before they hatch or anything. Yeah, momentum is definitely on the favor of Nepal, but still plenty of time for Canada to get something going.
Well, you've got to give credit to these Nepalese bowlers here. They've just pulled that momentum back at a time when Canada looked like they were sailing home.
For
now
sure.
the required run rates jumped to 9.
That's a lot in this type, with these conditions, this type of match.
Saad Zafar coming out to the middle. Sandeep Lamichhane, who had no wickets to his name in this game, has now picked up 2 just in this over. 90 for 6. Still 50 runs shy of where they need to be, Canada. It's brought the crowd to life as well.
It sure
A lot
has.
of chance of Nepal. A little bit of turn. Saad bin Zafar. Lots of experience under that belt, I should say. A lot of experience, but coming in at a difficult time. Using his feet this time.
Did he catch that in the air?
No. But there was...
Still, great hands. I mean, look at the last 5 balls. 0 runs.
Very close to bowling a double wicket maiden here.
Got him.
Well outside the off-stump line.
I don't know.
And it's a dot to end a double wicket maiden. And not often you see that. Sandeep Lamichhane coming back strong. 15 overs gone. Canada 90 for 6.
Well, the Nepal fans are on their feet. Now, if you look at those 6 fans there, the group of girls and guys, the guy with the air horn was just up there with the crowd as I'm joined by Vivek Jacob. They have travelled overnight. The alarm clock this morning was set for 2 a.m. and they've driven from Pennsylvania all the way here to King City, north of Toronto, not even in Toronto, north of Toronto. Over 7 hours it took them. They got here about 10 a.m. They had some breakfast down in Toronto. Then they took the last drive up to King City. You're wondering about the passion of the Nepal fans. Well, those 6 in particular, I think it might be worth that 2 a.m. wake-up call if they can see Nepal get over the line here.
I have a sneaky feeling they like cricket.
That's an accurate assumption. 5 overs remain. It's perfectly set up. Ravinder Pal Singh is going to have to do something special. And he's known as someone who can hit a big ball in the most difficult role there is in the modern T20 game, the finishing role. Curtin was outstanding, but since his dismissal, all the momentum has gone back to Nepal.
No question about it. Big wickets and big moments for Nepal. I was a bit surprised to see Dylan Haliger come in ahead of Saad bin Zafar, considering the situation and the number of overs remaining. You might think that Haliger would come in with 2-3 overs left and go the way he usually goes. Saad bin Zafar can manage a situation, and I thought in that moment Saad should have come in ahead of Haliger.
Pulled away, and Saad bin Zafar shows his skills with the bat. That's a powerful pull stroke, and well, there's a bit of a grimace up there on that fan's face. She's now going back into the classic cardiac kid mode, concern again. Canada, they'll keep scrapping here.
They drove all that way for a win, that's for sure. And they won't feel safe until that last ball is bowled or that last wicket is taken.
I think it's a good shout you made, though. Haliger's power and brilliance at the very tail of an innings is just what you want to utilise, but maybe the particular case actually required Saad bin Zafar and then Haliger for that kind of last maybe 2, 3, 4 overs that were needed. It was actually a double wicket maiden, would you believe, from Sandeep Lamachani, who turned his figures around entirely, and Rohit Powell looks to me to have rotated his bowlers really well.
And that over was just absolutely crucial. If Nepal can go on to win the game, there's nowhere that you can look further than that double wicket maiden to completely set Canada back.
Only used 5 bowlers thus far. We've spoken about all the options that he has, but still no Gulshan Jha with the ball. Dipender Singh Ari's only bowled 2. Wonder will he have to turn to a 6th bowler in his next over, Pedal, as the short ball is perfectly delivered because it's right about the head height. If it goes over the head height, he's in trouble, but it's a critical dot.
And you mentioned the way Paro has managed his bowlers. Not only has he just used the 5, Rajbanshi coming into the side bowled his 4 overs straight up and was done by the 8th over. So there's been a clear plan in terms of how Paro wants to go about his business.
He's done the Kali Mullah, hasn't he? The straight through, the patented play from the Omani fast bowler. Doesn't do it as much anymore, but he certainly used to. Edged and just out to the reach of Asif Sheikh, who almost seemed to hang in the air for a moment. Just evades the grip of the keeper, who's playing his 50th T20 international today. For Canada, there is still a way back into this contest, but really the selection choice, I suppose that the strength and success of that is going to be dictated now over these last 5 overs. Have they made the right decision getting Aaron Johnson out of the team and Ravinder Pal Singh into it?
Well, Ravinder Pal Singh is going to need some big blows to validate it. Currently on 7 off 11, and when your side needs 10 and over, you're going to need some big blows to get Canada back in this hunt.
You also wonder about that Badger innings, 25 off 29 in the power play. He battled. As Casey hits that good hard length, Zafar happy to keep the strike, 16 bowled. Game continues to hang in the balance. It is 98 for 6.
TD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. TD, ready for you.
Now, we spoke about how there was 8, if not 9 bowling options in this Nepali side. Do you turn to a 6th bowler here, Vivek, or do you go with Dipender Singh Ari as your death bowler?
I think with the way Dipender Singh Ari created problems in the first match that these two played against each other, and you look at the way he's gone today, I think you have to back him. And he's had an okay day with the bat as well. You hope that momentum can continue. And so I do feel that's the way you have to lean, and here he comes in for his 3rd over.
Well, you've got the hotline to Rohit Powell. He has backed your choice, as Powell himself does the fielding really athletically, but Zafar was quick enough to get home for the single. I suppose maybe the fact that there's a left-hander out there has just edged that decision, but it means we're unlikely to see Gulshan Jha today for the first time on this tour with the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be a decisive call. And this is, for me, a decisive matchup. We know that Ravinder Pal Singh loves to play the slog sweep.
To go, and Nepal are blessed with bowling.
Well, does he have a reverse sweep in him? Maybe get it over. If there's someone who can rescue this situation, for Canada, it is the former captain Saad. Coming down the wicket. Turning that into a full toss. You feel for the bowler, you feel for the fielders. They're going to have to be extra special now because the grip is not going to be easy. Look at the replay here. Short ball, Saad bin Zafar able to get on top of it, past the man at short fine leg and to the rope for 4. Great start to the over for Canada.
Yeah, this has gone a long way up. It's Kuchel Malla who goes back. He's not going to get there, and they'll pick up a couple. It just, could be a run-out chance. They didn't go for the second. I can't believe Saad bin Zafar hasn't come back there because Malla was off balance throwing that, so therefore the throw was slow and short. They should have got 2. They'll have to be satisfied with 1.
It's just one of those situations where they know how crucial this partnership is to their chances. And that type of risk, the way Saad bin Zafar is going, he's looked the best batter since Nick Curtin's stay at the crease. And he holds the key for Canada at this stage of the match. And we'll see if Ravinder Pal Singh can join the party here.
Well, all associate cricket does, and all Nepali cricket does in particular, is drama. More drama in King City. And oh dear, That is going to be a no ball. I have never seen such a dramatic beamer in my entire life. It's a moon ball. It's gone miles over his head. That's the difficulty with the wet ball. It's not easy for the bowlers or fielders. It's gone on the full to Asif Sheikh.
And you feel for Sampal in this situation. You can see the captain, Pada, making his case that these conditions are not ideal for the fielding side. You feel for the bowler, you feel for the fielders. You look at the rain taking charge here.
Now here comes the free hit. The fans are under the umbrellas. It's heaved away into the leg side, and Bertel, well, he does brilliantly. He's going to save 2 runs there. And the throw flat and quite outstanding. Good work from him. You feel a bit for Nepal here. These conditions not easy. Listen to this if you want more drama. What about the Duckworth-Lewis Stern calculations from this delivery right now? Canada need to be 118. They're 3 behind. That's how marginal this is.
Crucial ball coming up. You can see the groundsman with the covers ready. You could have the covers coming on at any moment now.
Slower ball, and it's a crucial dot. At the end of the 18th, Canada, if they're 5 down, to be par, they would need to be 122. So they're 7 behind from the end of this over with 2 balls to play. Oh, you have to love associate cricket. It always delivers, doesn't it? This is right on a knife edge again.
And you wonder if any of this is being communicated to the 2 batters and them knowing what the situation is and what is required.
Just going to be a single. I don't think KC will do anything but just block that off. The ground staff are hovering with the covers, and there is still a delivery to go because of that no ball. Have you ever seen a no ball like that in your life?
Oh my goodness, absolutely not. I mean, as you said, that was full straight to the keeper.
It was the moon ball. I think it's literally gone on the full, isn't it? To Asif Sheikh. He's a long way back.
That was incredible. I mean, it was almost worth 2 no balls.
Definitely shows how difficult it is with that wet ball. Let's just hope we can get to a natural conclusion. 13 deliveries left, 24 runs required to win. You sense it's another important ball, this one. They'll only get probably the single. They'll think about the second. They're going to take on the arm. Well, they're not going to need to take on the arm because of the fumble. They'll think of a third run out chance, but he gets home. Really good work putting pressure on Gulshan Jah. It means it's 3 from the final delivery of the 18th. Canada 119 for 6.
The new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger.
Let's go.
Juicy grass-fed beef topped with Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips.
Let's go!
Try the new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. Let's go.
So 2 overs remain. This No Frills T20 Cup is really coming to life here in game number 4. There's real drama. Now, I was just out in the crowd there. As I was coming back around the back of the pavilion, you see the brown roofed building there. All of the weather is coming up from the city of Toronto. That's where the biggest city in the country is, up that way. And the wind has really picked up as well. So it means that for the batters in this over, they're going to be hitting into the wind down the ground. But critically, in the 20th and final over, which, if we read it right, with Karen KC bowling the 19th, it could be Dipendra Singh Airi bowling that, or he could turn to Gulshan Jah. The batter's going to be hitting with the wind. So it means with 21 to win off 12, if they could even get 8 or 9 off this over, you'd imagine that final over could be the one that's going to decide things. Sad Bin Safar has played really well. He's on 21 off 13. Ravindrapal Singh, he's taken a while to get going. These 12 balls are going to decide the fate of today's contest and maybe the tournament. Pulled away, Kushal Bertel out there, not going to get there, goes all the way for 6. Sad Bin Safar changing the game in at number 8, and Canada now for the first time ahead of DLS and maybe ahead in this contest.
I absolutely love Sad Bin Zafar's competitive spirit, coming in a different difficult situation. Short ball well outside off, and he's able to take it in between the man at long on and deep mid wicket. Brilliant shot to put Canada ahead at this stage. You would say the wet ball, the wet conditions advantage Canada. Well outside off, beyond the ropes on the leg side.
Goes Fuller, slapped away. Now there is protection out there, but it's wide to his left. And Sad bin Safar, he might just be guiding Canada home here. They need 11. They've got 10 balls to do it. And there's a deathly silence in the bleachers as cheers ring out from the VIP section.
This is an absolute gem of an innings from Saad bin Zafar, going to the offside this time. Pitched Fuller by KC, and Saad bin Zafar able to split the fielders, and you can see Rohit Patel trying to dry that ball. The Nepal bowlers just really struggling with the wetness right now.
It was a really marginal call, I've got to say. That rain got to a point whereby anything could happen at the start of the 17th. You easily would have seen some umpires take them off. Difficult for the bowlers. Zafar on fire. And this time happy to check it down. You can just see, because of the rain, the grease across the surface, it's skidding off the pitch, but almost more critically, it's skidding off the outfield. It's really sped the outfield up.
And that's where we saw the misfield as well. That crucial, what could have been 1 turns into 3. And that builds the pressure for the fielding side. Now you've got other fielders thinking twice. Do I go hard at this? Do I play it safe just to keep things down? And Saad bin Zafar, what an innings this is. What a partnership this is. The dynamic duo of the match.
Yeah, certainly. It's been all about the man on that right of the screen. 32 off 16. Clearly forcing his way. Should have been up the order, like we said. Should have been at number 7. Right, Midoff's going to come up into the circle. Can Karen KC find a dot? No, he's going to be hammered away for 6. And the 19th, it so often decides the game. And it's swung it maybe inexorably now in Canada's favour. They need just 4 more. Nepal, they just cannot get over the line against the hosts. They've got the wood over them. Canada, they're going to go top of this table now, you'd surely say.
And Ravinder Paul Singh joins the party, short angling in. And he's happy to help it along its way. Brilliant swivel. And we know Ravinder Paul Singh has the power. Brilliant shot to put Canada 4 away from victory. 8 balls to go. 2 in this over. And we've already seen 17 taken off these first 4 balls.
Well, look, you have to feel a bit for Nepal, but you've got to give great credit to the way in which Canada have played this partnership. Well, it's turning it around from the most unlikely of positions. You just wonder, did Nepal miss a trick by bowling a bit more spin? You saw how difficult it was against Rajbanshi, against Lamachane. And as the rain has come down, it's just skidded on. It's made it easier for the batters. They've played brilliantly well. And unless Casey can get a dot here, maybe just give Dipendra Singh Airi something to work with. It's just 1 boundary away for Canada right now.
And you just feel at this stage it's going to be very difficult. Even if you can get to the final over with Airi gripping that ball for a spinner, it's going to be very, very difficult. And you've got 2 batters at the crease who handle spin quite well.
Nepal need a dot. Can they find it? They won't find a dot. Can they prevent the second? They will. So we are going all the way to the 20th and final over. It's going to be just 3 runs required for victory. Don't rule out the super over. 2 for that. It's 137 for 6.
KD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. Azad! KD, ready for you.
20th and final over of the second innings is all that remains. And for Nepal, well, they're going to need a miracle. And they're going to toss the ball to their tiger. The 3-dimensional cricketer that he is, Dipendra Singh Airi. There's not many sides in the world that have an off-spinner bowling their death overs, but it's a role that he revels in. Problem is, Nepal are going to have to take some risk here. They're going to have to find a way to get some dots. So as a consequence, the 4 men in the circle, surely they've all got to be saving that single.
No question about it. You know, if Saad bin Zafar gets on strike here, the odds are in his favor. And it's a tricky one now for Irie. Do you try and maybe toss it up a little bit to try and induce that false stroke?
They're going to be just speared in, I can promise you. Flat and quick. And this is the problem. It's gone to a fielder in the circle, but they've still got the single. That's a little bit of poor game awareness from Nepal. Those 4 men in there, they have to save 1. It's only 3 required to win, make it now 2. And even at any 2 singles will do it here for Canada.
And that's why I feel it's a bit tricky, because if you just dart them in, both Ravinder Paul Singh and Saad bin Zafar will say, okay, we can just use the pace of that to nudge it around and pick these final runs off.
In reality, I think Nepal need a wicket from this ball, get a new man to the crease. That's the only way back in. For Canada, it's 2 to win. Fielders, they do squeeze in a bit in the circle. It's a leg side wide. Oh dear, that's going to be that. The scores are tied. Any run will do now for Canada. They're going top of this table.
Big, big performance here down the stretch for Canada to turn this game on its head.
The rain is unrelenting now. It's coming heavier than it ever has. Rather surreal circumstances. And now Dipender Singh Ari, rightly, I can't believe he didn't do this the previous ball. He says, hold on, why are we getting men out in the end? It's only 1 to win. The cover fielder comes up into the circle. 4 deliveries remaining, 1 to win. Asif Sheikh is saying, hold on, we've got to get everyone in tighter. Any single will do it for them. So all 5 fielders now in the circle squeeze in. It's 1 to win, 4 balls to do it. And that's going to be that. Saad bin Zafar is the hero. With ball first and secondly with bat, it's been the deciding innings between the two. We're finishing here in heavy rain, but Canada, they've taken the win by 4 wickets in rather dramatic circumstances. Nepal just can't find a way to beat the hosts, and Canada, they're top of the table, and maybe with half a hand on that no frills T20 Cup now.
We may have had a bit of a debate as to who should have been the player of the match in Canada's first win of this series. There is no debate today. You look at what Saad bin Zafar did with the ball in the first innings, and then coming in this difficult situation off the back of that double wicket maiden for Sandeep Lamichhane, and then to come through with this incredibly clutch performance and innings. Hats off to Saad bin Zafar, showing his leadership, his competitive spirit, his drive to win, and Ravinder Paul Singh proving a more than able ally and rewarding that selection to come into the side and finish off the match with this critical partnership.
Well, what a fight back from Canada, not just from the position in the first innings where Nepal were 70 for none and cruising, including 56 off the power play, but also think about the fight back at the end with the bat. They were in real trouble, weren't they, after 15 overs at 90 for 6. That meant they needed 50 off the final 5 with only 4 wickets in hand, and a new man at the crease in Saad bin Zafar. But what an innings he has played. 33 not out off just 18 deliveries to go alongside his 1 for 13 with the ball. The true all-rounders effort from the former captain. Didn't really think that Canada were in any position to win the game when we came on to air, but haven't they been brilliant? They have just found a way again. They have the wood over Nepal at the moment, don't they? And Nepal couldn't find a way to turn it around, and ultimately Canada, well, they deserve this victory. Thanks to Saad bin Zafar.
Is over, but instead we see an unbeaten 50-run stand between Saad bin Zafar and Ravinder Paul Singh. Again, Saad bin Zafar able to find the boundaries at the right time, and then you have to say the rain came at the right time for Canada too.
Yeah, there's a massive factor, and I don't think you can overlook that. I think the fact that that ball just got so incredibly damp made it very, very difficult for the bowlers and the batters. After 15 overs, Nepal were 88 for 4, Canada were 90 for 6. So you might think the deciding factor was those final 5. It really wasn't. The problem for Nepal was after the power play, where they were 56 for none, up until that 15th over. Remarkably, they could only find 28 runs in those 9 overs. They lost 4 wickets in that period. They lost all their momentum. They picked it up a little bit towards the end, but in reality, if they got up to 150, that probably would have been enough, as Canada crept over the line right at the death. Good bowling efforts, particularly from the 2 spinners, Ladit Rajbanshi with 2 for 20 and Sandeep Lamachani with 2 for 23. But I do question the lack of additional spin that Nepal didn't bowl. Kushal Patel, who picked up wickets in the last game, wasn't given the ball. Rohit Patel didn't trust himself, or Kushal Malla either. And ultimately, what they've ended up now is a position whereby they had to bowl the 8 overs a seam. And look at how costly they were. The 8 overs combined, they went for 79, and that was probably the difference between the sides.
No question about it. I think when you look back at different moments of this game, it was about which spinners would fare better, which pacers would fare better, and now we got to look at this table with Canada picking up that massive win, are able to get that net run rate in a more respectable position. But the biggest thing is that they've got 2 wins, and that raises the stakes for tomorrow and what's to come.
Yeah, just one more look at the match summary. I think we're actually very promptly going to be ready for this post-match presentation, which might be a little bit of a wet one. Canada taking the win by 4 wickets, and I think we are all set. We'll get out to Manali Patel, who's braving it in the rain. We'll have both captains and find out who the player of the match is.
Welcome to the post-match presentation. We've just finished a cracker of a game. Canada have won this game over Nepal by 4 wickets. It was a tight contest, and I'm now going to call upon the General Manager of Cricket Canada, Ingleton Library, to give out